So my name's Isabella. I'm a senior at Whittier College, and a little bit about the things that I've been involved in before I hop into my story. I've lived on campus and I've also commuted, so I have experience doing both of those things. I work in the Office of Admissions and I absolutely love it. It's so much fun, and I love giving the opportunity to interact with prospective students. I'm part of the Palmer Society, so if anyone has questions about society life, it's similar to being in a sorority or fraternity. I'd love to chat with you about that. I've also been program board director, and I sat on Senate, and I've done a ton of student government. Which has been super fun. I've gotten to meet lots of new people. And then I've also studied abroad and done the Whittier Scholars program. And so that's what I'm going to be chatting about today. Thinking back to about now 4 or 5 years ago when I was in your position getting ready to pick a school, I applied to 12 schools, and I'm pretty sure I think I was accepted to 11. So I had lots of options. I wanted to be a nurse, so I was looking at schools with nursing programs, but I was also 17, and so I knew that was super young, and I knew that ideas change, and that was something that I was very aware of, and I wanted flexibility to be able to change my major should I choose not to go into nursing down the line. And so that was something that I was very looking into. Another thing that I was really wanting were small class sizes. I wanted relationships with my professors where they knew my name and I knew I could go to their office hours and get questions answered within a timely manner and get the support that I needed during my classes. And I also wanted a place where I could grow and be supported during during my college experiences. And I also wanted to study abroad. That was a big thing, and I'll be chatting about that in a little bit. And as I mentioned, I wanted to be a nurse. And so while Whittier does not necessarily have a nursing program, we have an incredible science building with amazing science programs. And we have the Whittier Scholars program. And so that was one of the first things that really intrigued me. The Whittier Scholars program allows you to design your own major and combine different interests and degrees and put it into something that's unique to you. So when I started off my career at Whittier, I was doing a Whittier Scholars degree towards nursing. So I was taking science classes as well as taking classes around sociology and psychology and religion and communications because I wanted to best support the patients and the families that I would be interacting with. And it was amazing to be able to take different courses, and professors were at Whittier that had been nursing or had done nursing, and it also advised nursing students were able to help guide me and direct me to the courses that I needed. Whittier has an amazing study abroad program. And so one of the first things I want to speak about before I go into how my bigger study abroad story is JanTerm. So JanTerm is between our fall and spring semester. You can take classes on campus, and they're a 3-week intensive where you meet every single day for a couple hours a week. And you do a semester's worth of work in one month, essentially. And we have traditional classes like intro classes, and we also have really fun classes. And one of the really cool things is we'll go abroad. And so professors will take students and take them abroad. And so I did a JanTerm in South Africa. I was with 2 professors, an environmental science professor and a political science professor, and about 25-ish students. And so we all went to South Africa. We stayed in Stellenbosch for a week and did all the history of Cape Town. And then we broke off for a little bit. A group of us did environmental science research, and the other group did political science research. And then we all came back together and did a week on safari. And our evenings were spent around the campfire, outside, hearing the animals around us. We were like in a little in areas where you could stay and have not hotels, but little rooms. And so you could hear all the wildlife around you. And we would chat about what we learned and how our political science research and environmental science research combined. And that's when I really understood the liberal arts education and having a world view and how everything works together. And that was incredible. I came home, I went into my spring semester, and then I went abroad for a semester in Australia. And that's when I had a mindset shift in what I wanted to pursue with my career and with my degree. And so I took a course called Narratives of Health and Wellness, or Narratives of Illness, in Australia. And I realized that I love nursing. It was everything I wanted to know, but I didn't know if nursing was what I wanted to pursue. And tourism was something that intrigued me. And so I was actually able to come back, take a JanTerm, it was a class that I needed to have, and return to Australia and shift my major's focus from nursing and helping people that way to tourism, and be able to combine my first 2 years of health and wellness courses then with tourism courses. And so I hope to go in and do accessible tourism now and help travel be something that is obtainable for every single person, and also support study abroad students. And I'm not really sure if I chose anywhere else that I would have, one, had the opportunity to explore different majors and take different classes that interest me and allowed me to create my own major, but two, if I would have been able to change my major and do a complete 180 junior year and still be graduating on time. So that's a huge blessing, and I'm very, very excited about that. And I love my major. It's called Travel and Wellness Studies, and I'm super excited to now go out and see what I can do with that, and hopefully forge the way for accessible tourism. And so studying abroad at Whittier is amazing. I mentioned we had our JanTerms, which is open to all students. And fun fact, every single student gets a $2,000 Global Poet Scholarship that can be applied to going abroad. And so my trip to South Africa was less than $1,000 for 3 weeks. I just had to get my flight there, which was actually fairly affordable, and it even allowed me to do a weekend in London on my way home. So I did 2 continents in about 3 weeks, and it was amazing. For, as I said, the trip to South Africa was fairly reasonable. And then we also have programs where you can go abroad for a semester, or in my case, a year. And I did an exchange program. So what that means is that Whittier has partnered up with schools, and you pay your same Whittier tuition, you get all your scholarships and all your grants that you get at Whittier, and then all you have to do is go, you pay the same amount, and then you go abroad. And so my flight to Australia was $500 round trip from Los Angeles to Brisbane. And that's basically the only extra expense that I had was getting myself there, because the pricing was the exact same as I was paying at Whittier. My scholarships applied, and it was incredible. Actually, sometimes it's even cheaper to live abroad, and that's what I found in Australia. So it was cheaper for me to go to school for a semester in Australia. I know lots of times people are concerned about cost, but it is something that can be affordable and obtainable if that's of interest to you. Choosing to come to Whittier has hands down been one of the best choices I've ever made. I absolutely love it. I've met my best friends here. I've had some of my favorite memories. I've gone through lots of periods of growth. I'm not the same person I was when I started at Whittier, and I'm honestly really thankful for that. I think everyone in college goes through periods of growth where you're challenged and your ideas change and you're growing as a person, and they're not always easy. But I will say at Whittier, I've had tremendous support from staff, from professors, from the people I've worked with, from the friends I've met. And I'm so thankful, and I would not have wanted my college experience to be anywhere else. And so I hope this inspires you a little bit. I hope this encourages you a little bit. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment on this video or reach out. And I hope that we can welcome you all in fall 2020. Thank you again for joining me, and I hope to see you all soon. Stay safe, stay well. Bye, everyone.